Okay. What's up, everybody? We had to get our camera together really quickly, but we are so excited for tonight. So first, we got to introduce ourselves. So I'm Sharnice.
And I'm Byron.
And we are the Mobile Home Elite Investors. So we are so hyped for tonight, not only because we're live, but because this is our first time going live on YouTube. So that's what makes tonight very exciting. We're also live right now in our private Facebook group. So definitely shout out to our Facebook Elite members group. Shout out to the family. Yes. Hey, April.
How you doing, April? How's it going? Hey, Lexi Lou, how's it going? Hope everybody is doing well. Yeah. So, man, listen, we are super excited. Again, we got our Facebook group tuning in. First time, like Sharni said, first time on YouTube Live. I know some of you guys, if you haven't been following us on Instagram, which is our largest platform, we wanted to kind of get in the mix of let's try YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. We know we put videos up, and we just say we want to engage with our YouTube audience. We want to grow a relationship with you guys as well, and come hang out with us on Instagram.
Yeah. So, man, shout out everybody saying hello. So let's go ahead and talk about tonight. So tonight we're really excited because not only are we talking about mobile home investing, but we're talking about specifically the California market when it comes to mobile home investing.
Yes. So before we get started, we know we're going to be talking about the California market. We cannot wait to bring our guest on, actually probably just in a few minutes, but we always want to see, where are you guys checking in from? We're here in Chicago, and we know we got our girl April Mack with us checking in from Chicago. But let's see what we hailing. So what we got here? I see we got Art from Fresno. What's going on, Art? What we checking in from? What part of the country or where in the world are we checking in from?
New Jersey.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice. You got Jersey in the house. What my people are we checking in from? Who we got? Wow, we got ATL. What's up, Raven? How you doing, Queen? We got CC, Texas. What's going on? What else we got? We got Gabe. We got ATL in the house. Oh, man, Dallas, Texas. I love it. I love it. We got AJ joining us. What's going on, AJ? How you doing, Queen?
What's up, AJ?
We got somebody from the South Side. Okay. And then last but not least, we got LA. We got Shauna from LA. And then we got LA in the house.
Yeah, so man, that's the markets we're going to be talking about. So that makes it even more exciting. Thank you guys so much again for joining.
Yes. So again, we are super excited. So here's the thing. Real quick, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you hit that red subscribe button because we got plenty of content. And if you haven't followed us on Instagram yet, I'm going to leave our @ and Instagram because, again, we have so much great content on the Instagram platform. And guess what? We will be bringing it over to YouTube as well. And we hope you have been enjoying the YouTube content about you guys' state. But again, we got somebody special we wanted to bring on, hailing from California. Listen, if you guys are ready to hear our first interview with someone who has been actually doing great work in California, been finding phenomenal deals, like mind-blowing.
Yeah, numbers is crazy. So with no further ado, we're going to bring on Josh.
Get Josh in here.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Josh? How you feeling, man?
Happening.
Good. Man.
Hey, I just want to thank you guys for having me. This is it's crazy because I've been following you guys for a little bit or for a while now, even before I started, with the course myself. But I've been following you guys for a while. And the first time I saw you, I think it was off of, I think Packy had a live, and then I started following you guys, and I just felt like you guys had good vibes, and I just thought, man, I would probably vibe with them. And then give me some change later. We're right here. That's wild.
Love, man. Thank you for even joining us, man. Honestly, we're so proud of you, what you've been able to do in your market. We know California is one of those tough markets, right? We know, we hear it all the time. Like, I cannot find homes less than 30,000. I can't find homes less than this. And we understand it can be a challenge, but you were able to overcome those challenges. So we definitely excited to get started and dive right in, man.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So before we even get to the actual mobile home investing, Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your background? Are you working full time? Are you part time now? Have you said, forget the job, I'm gonna do mobile home investing full time? Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, before I do this, just let me know if I start rambling too much, because I could probably easily do that. But I started off. My first job was straight out of college. I was a teacher. Nice. So I taught for 5 years. I taught 5th grade, and then now I'm actually an administrator of a startup high school that's going to open up next year. So I'll be the founding principal of a school. Wow. So that's what I do full time. Thank you. That's what I do full time. I don't have plans of leaving next year or anything like that, because I do love my job. But so a little bit more background. So as teachers, I say teachers. My wife is also a teacher, so we're both teachers, and we just felt like, we had decent paying jobs. Like, teachers don't get paid enough money in general, but as teachers in California, we had decent paying jobs, and we just found that at the end of the month we were always not struggling, but budget was tight at the end of the month every month. And then I had seen some podcasts and things like that, and I heard this guy ask another person. He said, how long could you go without getting a paycheck? And I was like, I can't go 1 month without getting a paycheck. If I go 1 month without getting a paycheck, we're in some trouble. And then of course I have all this student loan debt, which is a totally different subject that I could talk about forever. But so I have a bunch of debt. We actually just paid off my wife's debt, which is a win for us. But so I just started thinking, what can I do to pay this off quicker? How can I find a way to make more money, to put ourselves in a better position? So I started YouTubing, I started Googling like different things, like how to pay off debt faster. And I started learning about passive income, because I had never heard about it before then. So I started learning about passive income. Everybody started talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I jumped into the Rich Dad, Poor Dad thing, and I learned about that. And early 2019 is when I really started to study real estate, and I started learning a lot about it. Didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of capital to get started with real estate. So when you don't have a lot of capital or money, then you have limited options. You still have things that you can do, but you have limited options. So I tried the wholesaling thing with traditional stick-built homes, and I just wasn't super consistent with it. I think I could have been successful, but it was grimy. And for me, in my full-time job and where I was, it just wasn't where I put most of my focus in. So I kind of learned about different things. I learned about stocks. I learned about the trucking industry, and I was, of course, learning a lot about real estate. And I just hadn't done anything with real estate. I just learned for a long time. And then a year went by, and I actually did do a project. I jumped in on a JV. My friend, he had a project going on, and I helped to fund the rehab for it. Nice. But so I put in, and it's not money that I had. I had leverage. I had credit. Nice. So I leveraged my credit to help fund this rehab, and I put in $15,000, and I was supposed to get $5,000 back in 3 months. It ended up being an 8-month project, and I got $3,500 back. So it didn't go the way that it was supposed to go, but I still learned a lot in the process, and I didn't lose money. So it was a win, but it wasn't what it wasn't what I had hoped for, of course, after learning all this stuff about real estate. So about a year later, now this is now the beginning of 2020, I'm wearing the T-shirt, but
There we go. There we go. Shout out Kobe. There we go.
I mean, it's been a long time.
Lakers win the
It's been a long
championship.
time. We got it home yesterday. But it's now the beginning of 2020, and Kobe died. And I don't want it to sound like corny or anything like that, but that really rocked me. And I started diving into like his whole mindset, and all of his podcasts and all of his like the different videos of him speaking, and just like trying to get into his mindset and how he became successful. And he was just relentless. And I just thought to myself, I have not shown that at all. That's not me.
So Josh, let me ask you something real quick, because you just, man, at our level, you're going to, two things we're gonna circle back on. But one thing I want everybody to, when he mentioned he leveraged his credit, okay? If anybody's on here, right? Anybody is on here who would like to learn more about leveraging their credit to be able to invest, go ahead and put it in the comments. Who would like to learn more about leveraging their credit? Okay, because that's something itself, and I feel like that's something that we can. Yeah. We have a YouTube video. So this is new to me. We got a YouTube video where we talk about leveraging your credit cards, but leveraging your credit. I see CC says me, and one thing I want to tell you about it real quick. I want to share this. Jason had a great thing, Josh. When you talk about, said teacher here, great to see someone I can relate to having success. That's huge, right? Inspiration. The reason I wanted to show that, because you just talked about Kobe's mentality, how it shifted you, like his death, and you start diving into the Mamba mentality, right? Mm-hmm. And I know how it's going to tie along. I'm eager to hear, once that happened and you start diving into the mindset, what did that shift for you and your mobile home journey?
Yeah, so I just realized that, I've been doing it halfway, and that's why I haven't really seen success. So this was prior to me even wanting to do anything with mobile homes. I had known about it because I was following you guys. Right. I was doing stocks. I was actually driving. I was driving Uber Eats to fund my stock portfolio, because I didn't want to use my salary to do that, because I got a checkings and a savings. But so what had happened was I made the decision. I was thinking, what can I do right now? What do I have control over right now that's going to make the greatest impact? So I thought, well, stocks, I'm going to keep doing that. I keep seeing this ad about how, the mobile home elite investors, how they made like $10,000 over the course of 30 days or something like that. I hadn't actually checked it out. I was like, let me go ahead and check it out. And I saw your story. I don't know if I got the numbers right. $10,000 in 30 days, right? Yeah. So I had watched it, and I was thinking to myself, this is something that I think I can do. I probably won't make that much money, but if I can put myself in a position to be in a better place, then that's all that matters. I just need to go get the win. So that's when I jumped into mobile home investing. So
man, that is dope, bro. I love the story. Again, just the biggest thing, what I heard from it was, man, I can relate, just having that, you getting paid, on paper, you look at your salary, like, oh, I'm cool, right? And then when you say you get to spending at the bills and stuff, you're like, okay, where's this money going, right? Yeah. And that kind of triggered you to say, okay, let me start diving into it. And what I love is you try different things, right? Listen, they said wholesale, you put some money in for the wholesale and you leverage your credit. You start doing stocks, right? You look into trucking, but you end up going to something that end up working for you. So that's pretty dope. That I love about your story.
Yeah. And I like I said, I love my job, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be something that I can pass on to children, which I don't have any kids right now, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. But it's not something that I can pass on to people that come after me. So that's really when I started to learn about, when I was learning about investing, that's when I started to learn about finances and like generational wealth and things like that. And I started to grow in that aspect. And that's what I'm working on right now. So.
Man, awesome, man. Thank you so much, Josh, for even sharing your story with us and your background. So, like Byron talked about, you talked about leveraging your credit for that wholesale deal. So, California, we know, is one of the highest markets in the country, and that's even for mobile home investing. So, before we even jump into your first deal, we're going to get into the numbers and what that looked like. Was that the same scenario for mobile homes? Did you leverage your credit for your first deal?
So yes, the answer is yes. But when I did the first time I leveraged my credit, it wasn't a wholesale deal. It was my friend. He had an actual rehab going on.
Oh, yeah,
the rehab.
I used my actual credit card to fund everything. I did a balance transfer. I caught the fees, all that stuff. But later on, this was about this was almost a year later. I was able to obtain a line of credit, a personal line of credit, and that's what I used for my very mobile home deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. So let's get into what all the people is waiting on. Let's talk about your first mobile home deal. So just kind of walk us through what was that purchase price, the lot rent, if you did any rehab, and then tell us what the end goal was. Did you flip it or did you do payments?
Yeah, so my overall goal right now is to build capital. So I'm trying to flip homes right now.
Okay. Nice.
So the first deal I had found on Marketplace, actually, that's a lie. I found another home on Marketplace, and it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, single wide. The owner was asking for, I think, $20,000. I think at the time it might have been worth, 25, 27, something like that. It was going to be a super slim deal. So I was reaching out to them. It was a 55 and over park. And I was reaching out to them, just asking about like the details. And then the woman that was selling the home, she was selling it for her dad. And then she asked me, she said, are you trying to buy this for you or for your parents or like what? So I told her what I was trying to do. And then she said, I'm sorry, you can't buy here. It's a 55 and over park. And then, I'm like, well, how about we just go ahead and we can continue our conversation. I'll reach out to your park manager. And if they're cool with it, then we can move forward. And if not, then that's fine. So, and that's what we did. So I reached out to the park manager and I was just getting details about it. And she ended up being super cool. And she had told me, well, after spending some time talking with her, she had told me, well, I get that you're interested in this deal here, but I actually manage 2 parks. And at this other park, we're going to have she called it an auction. It's actually a warehouseman's lien sale. But she said, we're going to have an auction for this other mobile home. And I haven't really marketed it or anything like that. I doubt that many people are going to be there. So if you want to go to that, it's a double wide. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. You're probably going to get a better bang for your buck there. And I said, yep, thank you. It just happened to be the very next week. And I asked her, how often do you do this? And then she said, the last time I did this was about a year ago. The last time I had this type of sale was a year ago. So it just happened to be the right time, right place. I'm glad that I reached out to that first, the first seller, even though that deal, if it would have worked out for me, would not have, been that great of a deal, but I wouldn't have found that park manager. So anyways, I know I told you I might ramble, but anyways, I did go to it. Yeah. I went to the auction. I was the only one there. The only other person was a neighbor, and they just wanted to see what was going on.
Oh wow!
It was a double wide 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I bought it for $8,100.
Wow! Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. So your first home you went to go see cost $20,000, and you said it was very slim margin, the 55 plus. You get to this auction, right? You get to the auction. Now, first of all, what I love about it, you were able to, real quick, how did you approach the park manager, right? How was that initial conversation with the park manager? Because most park managers don't really just give you opportunities like that. How did that conversation go?
Mm-hmm. Well, I first of all was just trying to be as respectful as possible, but I told her, look, I know that this is a 55 and over park. this is not a home that I want to purchase for myself. What I want to do is I want to purchase the home and I want to clean it up and I want to help you and we can help each other. But basically, I won't move the home or anything like that. But I basically just want to purchase it, clean it up, and then resell to someone that will qualify to live in your park and ensure that they won't try and move it out of here as well. So then she had kind of talked to me about some previous investors that she had worked with. Some were good, some were bad experiences. But we talked for probably about half an hour or so. And then towards the end of it, she had told me about this opportunity.
Nice.
So what I love about that is because that's one of the biggest fears for everyone that's watching right now that we get all the time is how to have that initial conversation with the park manager. And Josh, how you just described it was so easy peasy. Like it was something like if you're watching it right now, of course it's going to be, on our YouTube page. You want to rewind that part because that's exactly how you want to approach the park manager. You want to be respectful. You want to ensure them that you are there to not move the home, but you want to create a working relationship. So that way you guys can bring value to each other. And that's the end goal.
Yeah. Josh, what city is the home located in California?
It's in Fresno.
Fresno.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw Art. I think it was Art 8. She said he was in Fresno.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Art, she said, here's something funny. I want to show you what Art said. He said, I tried to buy that mobile home, but you beat me to it. All right. And then,
wasn't at that auction though.
and then Josh, how much was the home again?
It was $8,100.
$8,100, man. You got so many. I mean, once you said that, we were seeing things. Let me see. Derek said nice. Man, look, Stevie showed you the money signs. Lexi said that's awesome, man. I mean, literally, like, wow. Like, I mean, you're blowing people's mind with just again $8,100 in California. Like, when you first told us. We was mind blown, like, wait,
man,
what?
We was like, wow. I'm like, see, I knew it. It just got we were so excited for you.
Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate that. And you guys, the support from you guys in the course and the group has been crazy. But one thing that I did want to say about California, though, is generally speaking, it is going to be a more expensive market than other places. And it's a bad thing in one sense, but it's also a good thing in another, because if you take someone that lives in California and if you're able to complete a certain amount of deals over the course of time, you're going to get to $100,000 quicker than somebody that's in a different place that can sell for like $10,000. So if you're able to make it work, then I mean, it's give and take. So that's the good part about living in California. The bad part is that it is going to be generally more expensive.
Yes, no, you are speaking straight facts. So let's jump back into the deal. So we know the purchase price was $8,100. So now let's talk about the rehab and lot rent and all of that.
Yeah, my bad. The lot rent was $600, and that included everything. That included utilities. Which is pretty normal in this area. And the rehab, I finished up at about $19,000. So, I mean, a total of $19,000. So the rehab was 11 and some change. Actually, the rehab was less than that, but the home had back taxes, and at the time, I didn't know to check back taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the home had some back taxes. So yeah.
Awesome, man. So 600, wow, which isn't bad, because I mean, like,
not bad for California market.
Yeah, so that's what I love about it. Like you said, you went into it with the mindset of flipping, right? And you talked about the rehab and things. I want you to talk about one thing we talked about earlier about the relationships, right, with the park manager and things, but what were some things that, when it came to the deal, that you didn't expect, and that kind of just came out the blue, like, hey, okay, what is this? I got to weather this storm.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was sight unseen. Well, it wasn't sight unseen. I didn't get to see the inside. I saw the outside.
Okay.
And it looked nice from the outside. Something I wasn't expecting was the back taxes. Like I said, I did not know to check that ahead of time. And then we had some plumbing issues too. Some of it I had to take care of, and some of it the park had to take care of. And actually, the plumbing underneath the house was like so bad that luckily for me, there was a huge leak, and it was coming from underneath the ground. So luckily for me, it was coming from underneath the ground, because that meant that the park had to take care of it. They had to shut off the water for the whole entire park because of this guy right here. But yeah, so that's some of the things I think I didn't completely understand how to do my due diligence, even though I couldn't have technically done it anyways, because she wasn't going to let me inside the house. But that's just something I wasn't expecting ahead of time.
Nice, man. Definitely appreciate you, sharing with that. So I had a question real quick. I know we're gonna do Q&A, but a question for you. I think this is pretty good. They asked, how long did your rehab take?
Yeah, so the rehab was actually pretty quick. It was 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks.
Wow.
2.5 weeks, yeah. But the longest part was finding the seller, or sorry, so I had actually wrote it down because I knew I would forget. But I bought the home. If you just allow me one sec to get my notes. Bought it on May 15th and sold it July 30th. So it took a little bit of time to find the buyer, because people heard the lot rent and they weren't trying to pay $600 for lot rent. So it took a while.
And what did you end up selling it for? What was
I
that?
sold it for $40,000.
40,000 cash?
And I know, yeah, I sold it for 40, and I know I could have got more if I was willing to wait. But for my very first deal, I was like, let me just go ahead and put it at 40, get my first deal done, move on to the next. And that's what I ended up doing.
Wait, y'all heard that? Say, Josh, hold on. Let's we go, because we want to get everybody the visual, right? So we purchased the home at $8,100, right? It took 2 weeks. Right, it took 2 weeks. So what were you all in after everything? What were you all in?
$19,000.
$19,000. So you're in $19,000, and you sold it for $40,000, right?
Yep.
So that is a whopping $21,000 profit. $21,000 profit, guys. When I tell you, I'm like, when you first posted it, it was just like, okay. The first wow was he bought a house for $8,100 in California. That was the first wow.
Wait, hold on, not to cut you off. I just thought about it too. That was July 30th of this year too, right, Josh?
Yeah, that was a couple months ago.
40,000 during the pandemic that everyone says that nobody has money. Okay.
Hey, listen, Gabe. You're right. Well, listen, you should saw my face. As soon as you that was the same face that I had.
I'm over here putting it all together too. Like, wait, did he just say 40,000? He got $40,000 cash during the pandemic when everyone says that nobody has money like that to purchase and buy houses. Yeah, man, that's amazing.
I mean, look at the love. I mean, again, why? Like, even AJ had to put the question mark behind it. Like, hey, like. I mean, seriously.
AJ has actually helped quite a bit too. I messaged her on Instagram, and she's helped out quite a bit.
AJ is amazing.
Oh, AJ, man, we love AJ.
I mean, again, congrats. Look, Lexi said, give me that. I love it, right? Derek, again, that's crazy. 40K. You doubled. Yeah. Again, you doubled your money. 21K. Look at Stevie. Recession proof. And you did this in the midst of a pandemic.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, seriously, like, hey, hold on real quick. AJ said, let me get my
it's put away right now. It's working on something else.
So, man, I mean, again, like, the numbers is crazy. And what I love about, I tell people in California, I said, listen, because they hear about our deals, and we paying $5,000 for houses or less, and they're like, well, I can't find that. But the rewards that you get, if I buy a $5,000 house, I may make, on a good day, I can make 10 grand, right? But I still make $8 grand or so, $5 grand. You made $19,000 by investing, right? You doubled your money. When you talk about ROI, and we look at the traditional real estate, we look at many things, right? The only really when you can get returns like that is kind of like in stock options, right? Anything else, you tell me if you come to me and say, hey man, I got a 30%, that's like amazing. Right. But you doubled your money. So I mean, honestly, man, that is amazing, man. Again, salute to you. I know everybody is showing you love, but that is crazy, man.
Yeah. So something else somebody mentioned earlier, but we got so many congratulations because of the amazing return that you got. But yeah, click that one.
So Lexi, we got you. So it says, how can you check back taxes from an auction sale?
So for me, you can, if you're in California, you can call the HCD. I don't know what the HCD equivalent is for other states. Might be the DMV or something rather, but you can go there. They'll tell you where to go from there. But for my county, it's the county tax assessor's office, and they'll want to know. Why am I blanking on the number? The decal. They'll want to know your decal numbers, and then they can tell you whether it's up to date or not.
Awesome.
Yeah. And that's the same thing for most states. Is going to be your county clerk. So if you go to your county clerk, they can let you know if it's any back taxes on the house. In your situation, Josh, like you said, you actually purchased it through the auction, so that's a little bit different. But for everybody else, when you are purchasing a home directly from an actual individual seller, they should be responsible for those back taxes unless you kind of work that into your purchase price. But initially, they will be the ones to pay the back taxes through the county clerk office before you go ahead and get the title transfer.
Yes. Now this question, Josh, I'm pretty sure you know the answer to this one. How did you figure out the paperwork you need to get the house? How did you figure that out?
I figured it out through the course. Byron and Charnice told me what to do.
I'm gonna drop the link in here as well pretty soon, because you know every time we got we have to give them stuff. You know what I'm saying? We gonna hook them up. We gotta hook the people up.
Yes. So let's get back to it. So the one thing I do want to talk about, Josh, while we have you on here, is that dealer's license. So we know that California is what we call a zero state. Technically, that means that you can't technically buy or sell any mobile homes, right? We got to do this, right? In the state of California. So the question for you would be, have you got your dealer's license? Is that something that's even on your radar right now, since you are still in like the beginning phases of mobile home investing?
I don't know if anybody from the HCD is here right now.
I don't know. Let's see. Right.
But I don't have it. Not yet. But it's something that I would like to get in the future, but I don't have it right now.
Cool.
No, and that's beautiful, because one thing that Byron and I, we really, really stress when it comes to the dealer's license is that it's very important. If this is something that you see yourself doing full time, you feel like, oh, I'm going to be doing mobile home investing for the next 10 plus years. Like, this is where I see my life at. If mobile home investing is something that you see on the internet and you're like, hey, that seems cool, maybe I should invest in a home or two, then honestly, a dealer's license should not be on your radar right now, because, that's something that you don't even see yourself doing for the future. So for us, we always say, like Josh went ahead, he did his first deal. I know you have, other deals that you're working on right now. We always say, do a few deals, get your feet wet, actually put yourself in the field and make sure this is something that you honestly see yourself doing for the first time. Because for a lot of us, it sounds good, but then once we get in the field and, you see that you have to be very consistent, you have to be consistent with your buyers, you have to be very patient with the rehab process. You have to be very patient with your buyers as well. And, that's something that you're like, I thought this was going to be something different, but now since I'm in it, maybe I'll do another deal, but I don't know if this is something I want to do long term, then, you shouldn't be getting that dealer's license. So, that's something that, Josh, that we're like, good. It's good that you haven't got it yet.
And Josh, we have 50 people, something. We got 49 people drop because I was just going to give them a gym. So it's cool. So the Facebook group, but one thing I want to tell you guys is this is a hack for dealer's license, and write this down. I always got to give you guys some type of value. So in the case of when you if you're starting out and you purchase a mobile home, what happens is when it's considered a sale is when you get the title transferred in your name, right? So if you purchase a home and you do the title transfer and the title goes into your name, when you sell that mobile home, right? I'm gonna give you guys a hack on it. When you sell the mobile home, if you have a bill of sale and whatever price that you put on the bill of sale, right? If the title transfer in your name, that is going to constitute as a sale. Now, the good thing, most states don't police it. So again, this is one way, a workaround around it. When you get the title, if you're going to flip the home, you hold on to the title until it's time to sell. The original seller, as long as they signed off, now you can have that title and have your buyer, they'll get the title transferred straight to them. That way your name is not on the actual title. Now, again, the reason why I say this, I'm not going to tell you I encourage you, but this is just another workaround, okay? Also, another workaround is if you have a bill of sale, you can have an additional bill of sale. You can put the price $0 on the bill of sale that you guys are going to take to the DMV as if you gave the title away, right? Now you guys, so now that is not constituted as a sale. You just transfer ownership over. So I hope you guys caught that. Okay, so again, it's just a minor workaround, but if this is something that you want to do full time, make sure you get your, if you want to, you get your dealer's license.
I actually didn't know about that second strategy at all. So yeah, I may or may not be implementing that first strategy at the moment on a current deal, may or may not, but I didn't know about that second one.
Yeah. And see, that's what we love about, just investing in general, when it comes to like the dealer's license and anything like that, it's always a workaround for everything. It's a workaround for every single thing that you're trying to do. You just have to be creative. And that's something that we made sure that we did in the beginning to really learn the workaround so that we're not really, getting too caught up in things like a dealer's license in our beginning journey.
Yeah. But again, it's no one really policing it. Now, when you get to 10 homes, 20 homes, and now, you're going to get on somebody's radar. But again, right. 1 home, 2 home, again, we always tell you, we want you to do your due diligence, keep the conversation up. You guys know in the course, we have where you can call and get more information about that. But at the end of the day, we want you to definitely get busy. And if you wholesale, again, your name not going to be on the title. So
yeah, tell people that all the time.
Yes. And I think it says somebody more says it's being recorded. I think so. I think it should. This is our first YouTube live, so we learning it along right with you guys. So we hopefully once it ends, it will go up on the page, and this will be a permanent video. And Willie, yes, we gonna get y'all some action in New Jersey. We had a queen that did flip a home in New Jersey. She purchased for $1,500. I think she put 2 into it. She ended up selling for $7,000. Like $2,000 profit, but still profit is profit.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yes. So what's your end goal, Josh? Like, where do you see yourself with mobile home investing? I know right now you said you want to build capital, so you're really focused on flipping, but it sounds like, I know that you are working on a current deal, but it does sound like that this is something that you want to pursue, long term. So what does those end goals look like for you?
Yeah, I think my first goal is to be able to pay off my debt. My second goal would be financial freedom. as in I'm going to keep working my job, but I don't have to depend on my job to pay my bills. And then my ultimate end goal, I'm not totally sure yet, actually. I'm actually not totally sure, and I need to spend time thinking about it. I might want to I might want to build up kind of like what you guys have done, and you know how you guys have purchased the park, and I might want to be able to build up to that. But I think right now I'll just say financial independence. That's my end goal.
I love it. I love it. And what I love about it is that you can come watch this video like next year and then see if you hit some of those goals that you said right now. Yeah, I love it. So what would you tell? We have 51 people on here. We probably got some new people who are brand new to mobile home investing. What's some advice you would give someone starting out in the journey?
If you're like me at all and you were a serial learner, I would say that you just have to jump into it. So don't overanalyze. And when you have the opportunity, also don't over offer either. Because if they're actually a motivated seller who you need to be speaking to, motivated sellers, then they're going to work with you. So don't spend time or don't overanalyze and just jump in and you'll figure the rest out as you go.
Nice. Love it, man. That is great sound advice, right? You know, the beautiful thing, what I heard about, take action. Take action. That's the biggest thing. And one thing I want to leave, not leave, but one thing I want to tell people when it comes to action, one way to really help you is what happens is when we think of something, we think of almost from A to Z, start to finish. We have all that in our head. If you take those steps, but you take that, but you create steps. So what's my first step? Okay, what's step 2, step 3, step 4, what that does is it minimizes what you have in your head. And now you know, okay, I can't go to step X because I still haven't did step L, right? And a lot of times we get past and we asking those questions at the end goal versus doing what we're supposed to do at the beginning. So if you really start to, like, whenever you have something in front of you, again, look at the steps. What does it take? You can write it down. And then let that be your guide and be the blueprint to help you finish to the finish line.
That's right. At work, we call it beginning with the end in mind.
Awesome, man. I love it. So any current deals you're working on?
Yeah, I'm working on a deal right now. Actually, it should be finished up within the next couple of days. Hopefully tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Wednesday.
That's awesome. You working for the last quarter.
Yeah, it's my second deal. But yeah, I don't know how much time you want to spend on it. I could talk about it, or we could. I don't know.
Go ahead. Share. Let them know.
Let them know. What was that purchase price for your second deal?
Who want to hear about Josh's deal? Go ahead and put in the comments.
It's I got it for $7,500. It's a two.
Oh my God, that sounded like our numbers now. Like you.
Yeah, it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, single wide.
Okay.
Single wide home. So it's a bit smaller. Yeah, but we should be finishing up here pretty soon. The next couple days, I'll be posting about it on Instagram at the Mobile Home Guys.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes, I love it, man. And again, $7,500 in cash. Now, what city is this? Also in Fresno?
It's also in Fresno.
Also in Fresno. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you working with the same park?
Oh, what was that?
I said, are you working with the same one park now?
This is actually a different park, and I could see myself working with this park for a little bit here for a while. But yeah, so this deal actually came from a Bandit sign. Somebody had seen my sign that was posted directly across the street from the park, and he decided to call me, and that's how I got it. Yeah. But one thing I did want to say that I forgot to say earlier is I know that California is generally more of an expensive market, but within California, there are lots of different pockets that are pretty affordable. So like your San Diego's, your LA's, your Bay Areas, they're going to be expensive, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But around each one of those areas are other areas that are more affordable if you're willing to drive. So yeah, if you're willing to drive or JV with people that might be in a more affordable market.
You just hit two gems.
Right, spitting facts, Josh.
What if you're willing to drive? We're not talking driving to the suburbs.
Right.
We're talking about, are you willing to drive? Right? How many miles would you say, Josh?
Well, I'll say hours. In my market, what I consider my market is an hour and a half each direction of me. So like Bakersfield up to Modesto, that's my market.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And that's the same thing for us. Chicago is not as high as, the LA market, those higher markets, but it's still a very high market compared to, it's one of the major cities in the US. So same thing for us. We have to drive out. When we first started, we were driving like 5-6 hours sometimes, going to, other states, just trying to see if it was other deals in that market that made sense for our budget at the time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's amazing. So, Josh, what is one thing out of this journey that you will say, you know what? Nope, I'm not doing that no more. What's that one thing out of that journey so far?
I don't know if I've hit that yet. I don't know if I've done it yet. I might not have even done it.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah. I've seen some things. Like actually about a month ago, I was driving for dollars. No, sorry, I wasn't driving for dollars. I went to an appointment in Bakersfield, and I had seen some things in Bakersfield that I wouldn't do, but I haven't personally had that project yet.
Wow. And I love that, because the reason why we ask that is because we always like to hear other people's individuals' journey, because we get that question all the time, like, what's something bad or what's something that came up that made you be like, oh, I don't want to do mobile home investing anymore. And it's like, for us, it's going to be a learning process. It's going to be things that comes up in the journey. But if your end goal is to go ahead and make some type of profit for your goal of financial freedom, then a lot of the stuff you just have to, as we talked about, find that workaround and utilize that workaround to continue the journey. So I love that, you say like, hey, I haven't even experienced that yet, because that's probably going to be a lot of people's, journey. Because a lot of things is like, we don't have to make it bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
One thing I want to tell you, when I asked you that question, I love it how you said, really nothing. I haven't experienced that. And one thing, what I just thought about, you channeled the mama mentality, because I'm going to tell you something. At the beginning, some people, when you first of all, you bought a house with not even seeing the inside of it. Risk. That's a risk, right?
8100, I'll take it.
Right. That's a risk right there. I forgot all about that.
Right. That's a risk. So again, mama mentality, right? That's Kobe gonna take a shot. He don't care if he can't see the basket. He's still gonna take that shot. Second, the plumbing, right? Remember, and of course, again, I'll tell somebody, and we talk about the plumbing can be $2,000 or more, right? You saw the problem. Like I said, luckily the park took care of that, but that could have been another obstacle.
That really
not really. So it's channeling that mindset. I want to bring that out, acknowledge you for that, because you channeled a mindset to say, yeah, I ain't really face no problems. When some people would be like, oh my God, oh no, everything caving in. So I definitely want to give you kudos for that, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. When we encounter problems, you just find a way to figure it out. That's just what you do. Yeah, one step at a time. I always tell my kids, are like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So you just figure it out.
Nice.
So, man, Josh, you have time? We're going to take a few questions. So you have time to think about maybe like 3
questions for you guys.
Awesome. But hey, babe, real quick, I know we're going to answer a question, but I want to know, we kind of talked about a little bit about it, but how did the Elite E-Course really help you on your journey? Like what what did it serve for you, while you were doing this?
So yeah, like I said, I had learned a lot about real estate in general. Even though I hadn't actually had the opportunity to put it into practice, I had quite a bit of background knowledge on like how to find motivated sellers. Even though with mobile homes, it's slightly different. It's very similar, but it's slightly different. The course just helped to lay out the blueprint. So I think I'm not like a super amazing person, but if you give me a blueprint, I can follow it. So that's what you guys did. You laid out the blueprint. And then of course the Facebook group too, having the opportunity to ask the group and having access to you guys and being able to email questions. I know Charnice could probably say I asked quite a few questions in the beginning, especially when it came to that dealer's license. I was stressed.
He was so stressed out, but look, I got you together, Josh. And look, you was like, okay, I'm just go ahead and finish my deal. And that's what you did. And that's what it's all about. So yes, but man, thank you so much for that. And we love just that, our program and just, us together has been a great support system, especially the Facebook group. The Facebook group, it's us in there, but it's also investors across the country. And I mean, I'm in the group like all day, just seeing what you guys are talking about. I'm always trying to answer as soon as possible because that's what it's about. Because the end goal is that we want all of you guys to get these mobile home deals. So so we're going to go ahead and take a few questions. I know Byron is typing in a promo right now for those who are interested in the course, or if the course has been on your radar, we definitely want to take advantage of our promo that he's going to be typing in right now.
Yeah, so behalf of Josh, man, I love Josh's story. We're doing $100 off tonight, Josh. We're doing that. Y'all need to thank Josh. We're going to do $100 off tonight. I hope it's a clickable link. If not, you want to copy and paste. But again, for tonight only, we're going to take $100 off the e-course, and we're going to definitely answer the questions. If you're looking to get the full blueprint, you're looking to learn A to Z, everything you need, whether it's wholesaling, buying and hold, flipping mobile homes, all that good stuff and more. We got our elite e-course. Went ahead and dropped that. Take advantage. But we know people waiting on those Q&A, so we got some good questions. Let me see where we're going to start at, because I think some people had some questions for Josh. I think some of these we got it maybe a little bit lower. Let's see.
I have to apologize for my light, by the way. I don't have an overhead light in this room.
Oh, you're good.
I see you perfect.
When you see me reaching over to the side, that's what I'm doing. I'm messing with my lamp.
All right, let's see. You can get this one.
Here you go, Josh. Jane Harris, what's up, Queen? She said, what's your number one marketing strategy? I heard you say bandit signs. Anything else?
Yeah, I think bandit signs have been good. Facebook and Craigslist have been great. Driving for dollars is huge. The biggest thing, and actually the biggest thing for me was talking to park managers. So the park manager that I'm working with right now, after spending some time getting to know her and her getting to know me, I had the opportunity to say, well, I've done one deal before. So I went through and I showed her what I had done. And then after spending that time, she told me about how, well, there was actually another home that they had just done an eviction on. They had filed for it like pre-COVID and it finally went through. But the owner of the park wasn't sure what they wanted to do with the home, whether they wanted to move it out because it's a 76 and they own multiple parks. So they were trying to decide whether to move one of their other homes into that one or to sell it to somebody. And then so she said, well, I can actually give you the information to the owner if you want to go talk to the owner and see if you can figure out a deal with the owner. So that's what she did. So I got the link to the direct owner. It was my first time speaking with an owner.
Nice.
Gave her an offer, which she hasn't yet accepted, but I need to follow up tomorrow or very soon, but I need to follow up with her. But it's a possibility that I could get that one for also a very pretty low price as well. Yeah, so talking to the park managers, bandit signs, Facebook, Craigslist, that sort of thing.
Strategy right there. He just gave y'all some gems. Talking to that park manager, like though that is the key to any mobile home park. You got a relationship with a park manager, right? And again, let's say towards the end of the month, eviction time, right? Things. Hey, let me know. Let me be your go-to when you get an empty house on this park because they need help filling those spots.
Yep.
Awesome. Gabe says, what's up, Gabe? He says, how did you find your end buyer? Facebook Marketplace, recent cash buyer data.
So my end buyer, I was marketing all over the place, Craigslist, Facebook, OfferUp, Let Go. At the time, OfferUp and Let Go are separated. And I was doing the boost. On Let Go. You could pay a little bit of extra money to get exposed to more people. But my end buyer actually just ended up being somebody that walked through the park because she lived not in the park, but she lived right behind the park. So she knew it was there. And she was looking for a home to purchase for her son because her son and his wife and their twin daughters lived in the home with the grandparents. And she was thinking, I want you to be close, but not like that close. Like I want you to be somewhere else. So she was walking through the park and she saw my sign in the window. And so she called me.
Yes, I love that, Josh, because that's our number one marketing strategy of us getting actual cash buyers is that for sale sign in the window. Because somebody, and that's for everybody who's on here, somebody like actually called you about the house, they're serious. That means that, hey, they're very interested. They're probably already at the house. So now they're trying to even see if they can even possibly schedule to see the home. They want to know more details. You get a lot more serious buyers of actual individuals who are already driving for dollars. Josh, like you said, your buyer was already just kind of walking through the park and they saw that sign. That means that they're actually seriously looking. Facebook Marketplace is also another good strategy, but if you're looking for those serious cash buyers, it's going to be those who actually call you off the for sale sign.
Yeah, I had quite a few calls. But when she called me, and luckily I only lived about 6 minutes away from the home, but when she called me, she wanted to get in right there, and it was a weekend, I had time, so
right, you were able to go right over, which I mean, that's good customer service too. So man,
yes, yeah, all right. So, hey Art, you asked about the Facebook group coupon. Come on, Art, it's only $20.
Hey, Art gets that coupon. If Art gets that coupon, you might need it too.
Lexi Lou,
take advantage of the course though.
Oh man, thank you, Josh.
I would definitely say take advantage of the course because it's only going to benefit you. The amount of money that you're going to invest to get it it's going to get ran back to you real quick.
Yeah,
nice.
Thank you so much. So I love this question. It's Lexi says, what was the first thing you did after you closed that sale?
I balled out. No, what I did is I took some of it. Like I said, my goal is to pay off debt. So I took some of it to pay off a chunk of debt that I had. I took a good portion of it to, I told you I'm heavily involved in stocks. So I took a good portion of it to move into my stock portfolio. And then I used the rest to move into my next deal.
I love it.
My man, reinvesting.
Yep.
Huge. What I love about it was joking around, but unfortunately, some people do that, right? You make them and they ball out, right? Like
I'm talking about $40,000. I mean, that amount of money, a lot of us have not even seen, that amount of money, in one lump sum, that's, individual salary. So like you said, a lot of people would kind of ball out because they're not even used to having those available funds. But man, I love it, Josh. You were able to reinvest into your stocks and not only that, but utilize that money for your next deal.
Yes, again, we got reinvesting. But this is what I love. Look at AJ. Same. I paid off my car and all my debt. Oh man,
love
Can you
it.
get on that level? Actually, we did pay off our car though. I did forget about that. We did pay off our car. Oh, we did.
Right,
Yeah.
man, that's awesome. I love
Yeah, I
it.
forgot about that. We did.
oh man, yes. Lexi said, "Smart man," and again, it was super cool. So another question we got from Gabe. We'll take this last question. Gabe says, "Are you planning on sticking with parks exclusively, or do you have plans on working with mobile homes on land as well?"
For right now, at this moment, at this second, parks, but I am interested in homes on land, because homes on land, you're going to have more opportunity to make even more money. So I do want to learn about it. I haven't yet. I have plans to learn about it. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. So my current stage is parks. Very soon from now, I'll be looking at land as well.
Oh man, that is dope, man. I love again the infatuation. So Josh, what can they find you, man? I see Art said he wanted to ask some questions about California. So what can they find you at?
On Instagram, you can find me at the Mobile Home Guys with the S at the end of it. And that's where you find
the Mobile Home Guys, right?
The Mobile Home Guys.
All right. Make sure again you guys are on Instagram. You follow Josh.
I have a question for you guys though before we get off.
Yes, for sure.
Do you happen to know anybody that may have recently acquired a park that might need some people to invest in a home or two in their park? That's in a different market than mine.
we do. So we could definitely chat about it and see some opportunity. No, but yeah, we working on it though, man. We got some stuff. That's one of the things that, kind of 2020 when the pandemic hit. We went ahead and we still diving in and just utilizing the relationships and 2021 continue to look out, but we do want to make it easier for a lot of investors because we understand that's a challenge. At the end of the day, we're here to solve problems. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the main problems. You guys talk to so many park managers that are like, no. But yeah, we're working on solving the problem to make those no's, yeses, to open up, and get more people out and be able to invest.
Yeah, I'm mostly joking, but I just want to congratulate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're definitely working on it. We're actually going to be traveling next week to our mobile home park. So yeah, we're definitely here. We're going to be sitting down, having some meetings next week, and keeping the people updated, especially our Facebook group. Y'all get first dibs before anybody. So
there you go, Art.
Yeah, we got other deals too on the table right now that we're definitely thinking about, including the people and just kind of working out those logistics. So it's definitely on the radar.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I love it, man. It is super dope. Josh, for one, man, thank you, bro. Thank you again being our first guest on our interview series. This is something that Sharnice had thought about, and I'm just like, yeah, we need to do this, right? Because a lot of people get the chance to see us, but I want you to drop in the comments if you got value from Josh, from what he was talking about, and I hope you got some not only inspiration and motivation, but I hope he kind of lit some fire into your ass to say, hey, I need to take some action. I need to take some action.
Okay, listen. No fear zone, okay? Here at Mobile Home Elite Investors, we don't handle fear well. We get a lot of fear questions, and I always tell, we're not gonna talk about that. So we're only gonna talk about what you are going to do, because again, fear is just a thought. It's a thought. It's like a 10-minute thought. You get past it, but then you still have to take the action.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys having me, and I hope that I did provide, a little bit of value for somebody out there, but I know there's also a lot of people that's in that Facebook group that are doing some incredible things. I've seen some like really crazy stuff that's been really inspiring.
Oh yes.
Man, this is, I mean, thank y'all. I mean, look at you got the only thing I wish Facebook, they're not showing us who's saying it. But look at this. I mean, massive value. Man, like you got gems, right? AJ, inspiration, bro. Like, and again, things like this. Yeah, you got to drop a 100, man. I appreciate you guys so much. Definitely got a lot of value. And the reason why, again, we want to continue to show things like this is because here's the reality, right? Me and Shanice, we can teach it, but you guys need to see people who are actually taking what they've learned, took action, and made massive results. Like the return, like again, you talked about your ROI, bro. Like that was insane. It was for me to make 40,000 in my market. It may take me about 4 deals almost, right?
Yeah, 4 deals. Yeah, and you talked about that. You can get $100,000 quicker, even though it's a higher market, but you can get it way faster than us, even in the Midwest. Like Byron just said, it's going to take us like 4, 5 deals to even see that 40,000. So we're talking about like 4 or 5 months, right? When you got it within like, man, a month and a half.
Yeah, I mean, man, again, phenomenal work. I mean, I can't wait to introduce our other students who've been able to just, because we got, Josh, your number's crazy, but we got some people that got some insane
You really do.
numbers.
You really do.
So, man, definitely, man, thank everybody for joining us tonight. This has been so much fun. Thank you again, Josh, we really appreciate it. This is your time right now. So we appreciate you taking your time to not only join us, but to give value about the California market to everyone that's on here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. And Josh, any last advice for anybody that's on here?
I would just say, like what I've said already, just if you're on the fence, just do it. Stop thinking so much and just do it. If you literally can't afford to go ahead and do it, then think about or find ways that you can do it without having a lot of capital, which you're going to learn about if you invest in your education. So you'll learn about like no money down type of deals. There are lots of people in the Facebook group that are doing some pretty incredible things without any money at all. So yeah, it's very possible. Let's just do it.
Oh man, I love it, man. Man, seriously, man, you're so inspirational, Josh. Keep doing what you're doing. Everybody, thank y'all for joining us on this Monday. Oh man, you guys have been phenomenal. Thank you. Look forward to the next interview in the interview series. And we're looking forward to bringing on rock stars who did phenomenal numbers, who are out here killing it. We want to pretty much bring the spotlight to you guys, man. Everybody show Josh some love in the comments. Again, we're so thankful, Josh. Make sure y'all show Josh some love. Whatever those emojis is, fire sign emojis, all of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But again, thank you. Any last words, babe?
No, you pretty much hit it.
Awesome, man. Wait 1 second. Whoa!
Okay. We didn't get another testimonial on the live. Yes, 35 wholesale, just waiting on the title. I love it.
There you go.
That's major.
Right. We just talked about no money down strategy. So man, give it up for Lexi Lex for that 3,500. That's awesome.
Yes, and that's phenomenal. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in. I mean, man, when I tell you guys, y'all engage. I love the engagement. Next time, come back. We're gonna definitely market it a little bit more. I'm glad that we were able to get over 50 people on our first YouTube live. Thank y'all so much. And man, just continue being great, guys. Continue being awesome. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.